Why y'all didn't tell me I had lipstick on my teeth? Thanks. Maybe I'll just do this. Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. This here is the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. The crazy, we just have fun on our channel, doing different things, doing experiments, collabs, tags, hauls. We do feature makeup over 50, beauty over 50, because I am over 50, but my channel is for everyone, and I can safely say the makeup I do is not typically for mature people. And so that's part of the charm, I think, in just doing what we want to do. And that leads to the troll part of the Crazy Troll Nation. Doing your makeup however you want to. You don't have to use a certain brand. You don't have to use a certain technique. You don't have to use certain tools. You don't have to adhere to, if you're over 35, don't use shimmer. If you're over this age, don't do that. Don't use the, false lashes. Don't use whatever. Use whatever you want to use. Buy whatever you want to buy. Use whatever technique you want to use. Because at the end of it all, you need to be satisfied with how your makeup looks. And aside from all of that, this channel is about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them when you want to, if you want to, but not feeling like you have to. Self-acceptance, just doing what you want to do and loving yourself even when you don't do half the things or all the things, and just knowing that you're beautiful inside and out. Your imperfections are what makes you perfect, and they're what makes you unique. This is what else you will see here. For this video, because of course you see two different looks, right? Do you, or do they not look like different looks? We use one palette on one eye, one palette on another eye. When I saw them together, I thought they look really similar, and so I picked out the shades I thought would dupe each other, and that's how we got this. And so the palettes that we have used, the Martine Cosmetics Mission Triple X palette, this is what this looks like. Oh, it excites me. It excites me. And we have also used, oh, don't drop any more stuff. And we also used the Coffin palette, Rock and Roll Beauty Ozzy Osbourne collection. And so these are the two palettes that we used. Let me see if I can hold them up together. So these are what they look like together. And so initially I thought, yeah, there's a whole lot of similarities, but it was challenging trying to pick out shades I thought would really go, because the finishes are very different except for the mattes. So anyway, if you would like to see, which I think you do because you're here, how these looks were created, you will have to watch the video. And I will reveal at the end which is where. So while I'm doing the looks, you can try to figure out, that's Martine, that's Ozzy Osbourne, or vice versa. And so let's just jump into it. We're going to start with chapstick. I am going to tell you what's on my face, and then you will see all the goodness that's going to go down. Milk Hydro Grip Face Primer, Hydrating Under Eye Cream, Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup 4W1 Honey Bronze. Under my eyes, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer, and this is 4N, so that's under here. This area here is the Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Concealer in 4-1. So this is the Radiant, this is the regular. I set my under eye with this powder here from the Elephant palette, and that one is Soft Light. I set my face with the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder in Truly Tawny. Brows. I know I'm looking like Groucho Marx. I forgot to wipe them off before I started with the brow pencil, and it just... So this is what we got. This is the L'Oreal brow pencil that I used today. For the cheek situation, I am going to declutter this. It is too dark for me, and even with a light hand, I was able to get it to work, but it was a lot of work. And this is what it looks like. This is Love Sprung Artist Couture, and this is the volume 2. And we do have all of these on. This one we started as a blush. This one here I put here. This one I put all over. This is the only one in here that's a shimmer. So I put it all over and did a lot of blending. Underneath my lower lash line is the NYX Retractable Eyeliner in Aqua Green. And I primed my eyes with the Fenty eyeshadow primer. Let's get to it. This shade here is going to go on the first half of this lid. I can feel chunks of it falling out onto the side of my nostril in this area down here. I'm going to do some blending up here. We're going to take this shade, and this is going to go on the first half of this lid. I'm going to do some blending up here. We're going to turn this brush over and go into this shade, and this is going to go on the outer portion of this lid. I'm going to do some blending. We're going to take the other side of this brush and take this shade, and this is going to go on the outer portion of this lid. We're going to do some blending. We're going to take this shade here as our transition on this eye. We're going to take this shade here as transition for this eye. We're going to take this shade, hard to see, it's a black. It's hard to see because the bristles are also black. And we're just going to put that in the outer corner over here. Going to feather it over just a little bit. Going to take this shade, it's a black. And we're going to do the same thing over here on this eye. And we're also going to just feather it in just a little bit. I brought this down a little too far. Do not do this to your lids, please. I'm going to take this shade, and we're going to put that under this lower lash line. This one was a matte, this one is not, but we're going to take this shade and we're going to put that under this lower lash line. I'm going to take the Fenty Fly Liner, the shade is Cause I'm Black, and we're going to put this on the upper lash line on both lids. Lancome Silks Booster XL is a mascara primer. We're going to put this on both upper and lower lashes on both eyes. We're going to use the Fenty mascara in Ivy League. It's a green. That's going to go on top and bottom lashes on both eyes. This is what that looks like. Going to wipe out a little bit of chapstick. We're going to line our lips with something Queen that came in a subscription box, and the shade is Spray Tan. Ow, this hurts. Should I have warmed it up on the back of my hand? Ow. It smells like a crayon. I guess it makes sense since it's a lip pencil. Some people call them lip crayons. We're going to use Soul Sucker. I was going to put this on one half of my lips because I thought it would look similar to this one, but I was liking this one too much, and so I just kept going. But while we're playing around, let's take this. This is Stila Beauty Boss Lip Gloss, and the shade is Elevator Pitch. And oh, yeah, this would not have looked the same. But that's cute. So this is our finished look. I was surprised, yes. I was surprised, yes. I'm going to show you the shades that we used. We used Back to Earth, Zombie Stomp, Madness, Alive, and Don't Blame Me. That's what we used out of this palette. We used Bishop, Jones, Dallas, Crow, and Pharaoh out of this palette. So, what do you think is where? This really surprised me. It surprised me how deep this is, and this surprised me how bright this is. Why am I going like this? I don't know, because I'm a troll. So, what do you think? Pause and right below, let me know. What's up? Did you guess correctly? Martine Cosmetics Mission XXX palette is on this eye. And that means the Ozzy Osbourne Coffin palette is on this eye. Are you surprised? I am surprised. It was challenging finding shades to match because even though when you look at them together, they look very similar, right? But when I sat them side by side, I hate when lipstick just pulls up inside of my lip. But when I put them side by side and really look, the finishes are different. The mattes, they were more similar than the shimmers and metallics. And I have forgotten that this shade here, I will write below what shade it's with. I forgot this shade here was a dual chrome. I remembered this one was, but look at these shades. So even using both of those and thinking they were going to be similar, they're more similar than I thought because they're both dual chromes. I was surprised how dark this shade was, how deep it was. But I am glad that I have these palettes. If you want to go lighter, you have the option for this one. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can use this one, but you can go deep with this one too. I do have a playlist for each of these palettes. And so if you want to see other looks that I've done with both of these, this one is just really fun because it is monochromatic, it's all green, it's all neutral shades. And I love that there's a black here to deepen up or to use for liner. This palette to me, I think is more fun because you do have more options because you have that blue, you have some purples in there, and that bright green, the same as for this one. You see how they showed up for transition. They're not really bright green. And so I do like how they both showed up. And so I do think you have more variety with the Mission XXX, but if you just want a monochromatic green palette that you can deepen up and have some browns and some copper tones and a black in there, then I do recommend the Coffin palette. If they're both still available, I don't know. On Black Friday, Rock and Roll Beauty website did have a sale, but to me it really wasn't a sale because if something is only like 10 or 20% off, to me that's not really a sale. But I do think eventually it will go on sale further because the Jimi Hendrix collection they had for 50% off, and that's the older collection. So I do think over time the Ozzy Osbourne collection will be significantly reduced as they're pushing out older product and bringing in newer stuff. This is their newer collection. And so if you do want this, just hang tight and just wait for a sale. And Mission XXX, look, if you see it, grab it because it sold out quick. And I know it did come back on the Martine site and it was on sale. So I know a few people who did pick it up. I think shipping from Belgium was like either 15 or 17 bucks, but those who picked it up on sale, it balances out, I think. And so if you see this, you might just want to grab it because it's going to sell out the same as 669 did. I did hear 669 was coming back, so they may bring this one back too. I'm babbling. I'm excited about the eye look. Loving the lippy, Groucho Marx brows. We rocking it. This is what we do here at the Crazy Troll Nation. And so thank you for being here, and you will see me in the next video.